You wake up reaching for your phone, thumb already scrolling. 10 minutes vanish, and your mind is crowded before your feet touch the floor. You promise yourself it will be different tomorrow, but tomorrow repeats today. This is not a character flaw, it's a sequence problem. Your morning unfolds from one small move that trains attention to chase noise. Change the first move, and the later moves follow a different path. The Stoics worked from first principles. Begin where control lives, and let the day inherit that tone. Use the split sheet. Draw a line down a page. On the left, within control. On the right, outside control. Put the very first 10 minutes after waking on the left. You control what those minutes hold. Put other people's opinions, overnight news, and the algorithm's mood on the right. They don't belong in your bloodstream before breakfast. 2 eliminations live in this sheet. First, eliminate morning doomscrolling. Second, eliminate reactive notifications before you choose a direction. You don't need willpower theater. You need a boundary that honors control. The left column deserves the day's opening ceremony. Picture a realistic morning. Alex wakes to a buzz. He opens the news, sees a market dip, then a disaster clip, then a friend's highlight reel. His chest tightens. His daughter runs in with a book. Read this with me? He half listens, glancing at headlines. 1 second, honey. 10 seconds become 3 minutes and a lost mood. At work, a colleague asks, "Are you okay?" Alex answers, "Just a lot already." Nothing happened to Alex. He let the world happen inside him before he was ready. Now let's rewrite with the split sheet. Alex wakes to the same buzz. He taps Do Not Disturb. The phone stays face down in another room. On his nightstand sits a blank index card and pen. He writes 3 lines. Within control. Attention. First words. First move. He pours water, stands by a window, and breathes while the kettle warms. His daughter walks in. "Read this with me?" He smiles. "Yes." 2 pages. The market is still the market. The disaster is still the disaster. But Alex's interior is not an open border. A friend may argue, "I need to check messages early. What if something urgent happened?" The split sheet clarifies. Emergencies exist, but you can filter them without handing your nervous system to strangers. Create a whitelist of numbers that bypass Do Not Disturb. Everyone else waits. This is not neglect. It is stewardship. Protecting attention so you can be useful when it truly matters. A manager may say, "Our team needs quick responses." Quick does not mean immediate. Train the team that you respond at set intervals, not on reflex. Decide the intervals during your clear hours, not in the tug of every buzz. When you work by your boundaries, you usually respond faster and better because you are present. The Stoics separated impressions from assent. The phone gives impressions. You decide ascent. The split sheet operationalizes that gap. When a story breaks, ask, which column? If it's right column, let it pass like weather beyond glass. If it's left column, shape it with intention. Now eliminate a third hidden friction. Morning micro-decisions that splinter focus before work begins. Choose a uniform morning. Same glass of water, same 2 stretches, same first sentence in a notebook. Today, I control my first move. Repetition is not dull. It's clarity tested over time. The first 10 minutes become a liturgy that pays dividends at noon. Here is a microstory inside a busy home. Maya shares a 1-bedroom apartment with her sister. Space is limited. Mornings are loud. Maya tries a new script. She places her phone in the hallway each night, sets a sunrise alarm clock, and sticks a post-it on the door. Start on the left. She wakes, sits on the floor, inhales for 4, holds for 4, exhales for 4, twice. She whispers, left column. Her sister calls, we're out of coffee. Maya answers, we'll grab some later. She writes, within control, breath, posture, tone. Only then does she check messages. A pest control notice arrived overnight. It's fine. She reads it without panic because her nervous system is not already racing. The first elimination doom-scrolling mornings reclaims your baseline. The second elimination reactive notifications protects your attention gate. Make the morning a place where your agency wakes up before your apps. Micromove, 3 minutes. Tonight, place your phone outside your bedroom and set Do Not Disturb with a white list of true emergency contacts. Put an index card and pen by your bed. In the morning, write 3 words on the card. Attention, first words, first move. And then drink a glass of water while looking out a window. That's it. Let the day inherit that tone. Close your eyes for one more breath. The left column is always available. Choose it first, and the rest of the day will have something firm to stand on. You walk into your day carrying worries that never happened. They feel real because your body believes the sentence in your head. If I mess this up, it's over. That sentence behaves like a script, and your nervous system performs it on cue. This is not a moral failing. It is a loop between thoughts, sensations, and actions. Break the loop at a clear step, and the loop loses power. Use the Stoic ladder. Fact, reframe, action. One tool only, applied with discipline, dismantles 2 big drags on your month: catastrophic self-talk and people-pleasing obligations. Start with catastrophic self-talk. The fact step asks, what happened exactly? Not what you fear. Not the narrative stitched from childhood. What happened? You sent an email with a small typo. Someone frowned in a meeting. A client delayed a reply. These are facts. Your body added a story. They hate me. I'm doomed. The Stoic ladder replaces story with structure. Reframe. A typo is a correctable mistake, not a verdict. Or, a delayed reply means unknown, not rejection. Action. Correct the typo, send a concise follow-up, continue your planned work block. When the mind proposes heavy words, the ladder demands the next light move. Now apply the latter to people-pleasing obligations. Fact: you are invited to 3 events this week and feel dread. Reframe: my presence matters when I can bring energy and attention. When I cannot, declining is honest, not cruel. Action: send 2 polite no's with gratitude and 1 yes to the event that aligns with your values. You are not avoiding people, you are protecting the quality of your presence. Consider a workplace micro-story. Jordan's manager says, "Can you stay late again? We're behind." Jordan hears the familiar script. If I say no, I'm uncommitted. The stomach tightens. Jordan steps onto the Stoic ladder. Fact: I have completed my tasks. I have an evening commitment I value. Reframe: boundaries are part of professional reliability. Action: I can help for 20 minutes now. For anything beyond that, I'll pick it up at 9 tomorrow. The manager sighs. Okay, tomorrow works. The building does not collapse. Jordan's mind learns a new line. A family scenario. Priya's cousin messages, "Can you organize the reunion this weekend?" Priya's week is already full. Fact: my calendar is packed. Reframe: saying no preserves the quality of my yes. Action: I can't lead it this time, but I'm happy to share last year's checklist. The requester might be disappointed. That is their feeling to manage. Your duty is to act from principles, not from fear. Why does the ladder work? It enforces a pause between impression and assent. You still feel the rush, but you meet it with 3 steps that anchor the mind. The body calms because the next move is simple and visible. 2 eliminations become concrete. Eliminate catastrophic sentences that start with always, never, and everyone. Replace them with single facts. Then eliminate automatic yeses. The ladder upgrades yes by reflex to yes by alignment. Dialogue in a tough meeting. Your draft missed the brief, a client says. You feel heat in your face. Your mind leaps. They'll fire us. Ladder time. Fact: my draft didn't hit 2 points. Reframe: this is feedback, not exile. Action: thank you for the clarity. I'll revise those sections by tomorrow at noon. Your voice stays even. The room softens because you did not light it on fire. There is courage here, not chest-beating courage, but daily courage. The courage to face the exact event as it is, and only then act. The Stoics taught that our judgments generate our pain more than the events themselves. The ladder gives your judgments edges and turns them into behavior. A hidden benefit: your relationships improve. People learn you mean your yes, and your no is clean. You stop running on resentment. You start offering attention instead of attendance. You might ask, what if I misread the facts? Then you adjust. The ladder is not a hammer. It is a rail. You can update facts without shame. I thought I had time for this, but I miscalculated. I'm stepping back early to protect quality. This is adult speech. People trust it. Micro move. Right now, write 1 recent worry at the top of a card. Draw 3 lines beneath it labeled fact, reframe, action. Fill them with 1 sentence each. If you cannot name a fact in 1 sentence, you're naming fears. tighten it. Then perform the smallest action listed. Send the email. Correct the typo. Say the clean no. Close with a steady breath. The ladder is not about grand inspiration. It is about a repeatable path out of mental theatre. Take the next rung, then the next. The ground will meet your feet. You keep promising to fix your habits, but the impulses arrive faster than your plans. One click becomes a package on the porch. One craving becomes a sugar crash and a foggy afternoon. You wonder why discipline disappears exactly when you need it. This isn't a lack of virtue, it's a timing issue. Impulses win when decisions happen at their speed. You need one tool that slows the frame without drama. Use the 3D sequence: delay, define, do. Apply it to 2 eliminations that steal your November: impulsive spending and hidden sugar spikes. Start with spending. Your phone and browser work like a vending machine for micro-dopamine. The button sits under your thumbs all day. Delay creates room for choice. You don't forbid the purchase. You place a short gate between desire and action. 20 minutes, that's all. Push the decision beyond the chemical peak, and the urge loses its costume. Define comes next. Ask, what job will this item do? What problem does it actually solve? Write 1 sentence. These headphones will help me focus during deep work blocks. If you cannot define the job, you're buying mood, not a tool. Finally, do. If it passes delay and define, buy it during your planned shopping window. One window, once a week. Using a list you build calmly, not inside a surge. Now sugar. Hidden sugar lives in healthy snacks that promise energy and deliver a roller coaster. Delay means drink water and wait 2 minutes before you reach for the snack. Define asks, am I hungry, bored, or avoiding something? If it's hunger, eat protein and fiber first. If it's boredom, stand, stretch, and change tasks. Do means act on the defined need, not the cravings script. Micro-story at a desk. Sam scrolls and sees a limited time sale. Only 2 hours left. Heart rate rises. 3D sequence. Delay. Set a timer for 20 minutes. Put the item into a weekly list called Consider. Define. Type 1 line. This camera lens replaces nothing. It won't fix my storytelling. The timer rings. The swell faded. Do. Sam leaves it on the list for Friday's window. Friday arrives and the lens looks like an impulse, not a need. It falls off the list without theatrics. In a kitchen at 3 p.m, Lena feels a slump. She reaches for a natural bar. 3D sequence. Delay. Drink a glass of water. Define. I'm mentally tired from writing, not physically hungry. Doche sets a 10-minute walk outside and then returns to a handful of nuts and an apple. The bar stays in the drawer. The walk resets her focus more than sugar ever could. You might think, isn't this just willpower? No, it's architecture. You're not yelling at yourself. You're arranging time and cues so decisions happen in slow air. Delay becomes a habit loop. Define clarifies the job. Do turns clarity into the next visible step. Let's add another realistic moment. A friend texts, "We're grabbing bubble tea in 30, come." You feel the pull. You're tracking your energy this week. 3D sequence. Delay. I'll confirm in 15. Define. I want connection, not sugar. I also need to finish a draft. Do. I'll join for the walk and chat. No drink this time. You still get the connection. You keep the energy you promised yourself. 2 eliminations become steady. Remove buy now reflexes and remove snack now reflexes. You haven't banned spending or eating. You've banned unexamined speed. The Stoics timed their minds against the world's noise. 3D is that timing in modern clothes. How to handle marketing pressure? Name it. Urgency copy is a feature, not a fact. That line belongs on your fridge. You don't hate marketers. You love your attention. The sale will return. Your integrity should not be on sale. In teams, share the 3D sequence as a norm. We don't commit budgets inside a surge. We post the purchase to Friday's window with a one-line job statement. You'll buy fewer shiny tools and use the ones you own. A brief dialogue, late at night. I can't stop thinking about ordering that treadmill, Lee says. Will it finally make me consistent? Partner replies, delay 20. Define the job. Then decide at noon tomorrow. Noon arrives with different chemistry. The purchase may still happen, but now it is anchored. Micro move. 3 minutes. Create 2 lists on your phone right now. One note titled, Consider Friday Window. Another titled, Snack Plan. Add 1 protein-first snack and 1 fiber-first snack. Set a recurring Friday calendar reminder labeled 3D Window. When the next urge hits, you already have the architecture. Close gently. Slow beats strong in the long run. Delay creates the room. Define gives the room meaning. Do moves on purpose. November favors the patient. You're doing fine, but you feel like a background extra in your own week. Metrics move, but your mood doesn't. You check likes, followers, and views, and your self-respect tilts with the numbers. You wonder why accomplishments feel hollow on good days and heavy on bad ones. This isn't laziness or ingratitude. It's attention trained to chase outer scores. The fix is not another dashboard. It's a return to an inner scorecard. Principles you can prove today, regardless of applause. One tool only, used to eliminate 2 corrosive habits: chasing vanity metrics and living through comparison. The inner scorecard has 2 parts: principles and proofs. Principles are the rules you hold yourself to when nobody watches. Proofs are small behaviors that demonstrate those rules in daylight. A principle without proof collapses under stress. A proof without principle becomes hustle for its own sake. Define 3 principles for November. Keep them plain. Show up prepared. Tell the truth kindly. Ship what I said I'd ship. Now design proofs you can perform daily. Prepared proof. Write a 3-line brief before every meeting. Truth kindly proof. One difficult conversation approached with calm, not speed. Ship proof. Complete one meaningful deliverable each day before checking analytics. A micro story at an office. Nora runs a small team. She wakes and checks overnight engagement. Numbers dipped. Her stomach drops. Today's plan was to finish a client proposal, but she now wants to chase the algorithm. She opens her inner scorecard. Principle: ship what I said I'd ship. Proof: draft section 3 before noon. She closes the analytics tab and starts writing. At noon, she's done. She checks metrics once, records them without drama, and moves on. Her day feels solid because success came from proof, not from the crowd. Comparison arrives in quiet moments. You see a peer's promotion on LinkedIn. Your mind whispers, "You're behind." The inner scorecard interrupts. Principle: win my lane today. Proof: deliver the training module I promised. You act. The whisper loses oxygen. You've replaced behind with engaged. In family life, the scorecard matters as much. Evan comes home tired. The toddler is wired. The floor is a toy archipelago. Evan wants to escape into his phone. He reads his scorecard on the fridge. Principle: be present for the first 15 minutes at home. Proof: phone inside a drawer. Sit on the carpet. Match my kid's energy. He sets a simple timer and plays. After 15 minutes, he feels human. The room is still a mess, but his integrity is intact. Eliminate vanity metrics by restricting your metrics window to 1 block per day. Outside that block, numbers are outside control and therefore outside attention. Within the block, you log them like a meteorologist logs weathercom. Brief and without identity. Then you return to proofs. Eliminate comparison by replacing "why not me" with "what did I prove today?" Make a daily proof log. It is unglamorous and powerful. Each entry is a brick. November becomes a wall you can lean on. Dialogue in a creative studio. Our competitor's video hit 1 million. Your colleague looks worried. You answer, "Our principle is depth over hype." Today's proof is filming a clear tutorial. Let's light the set. You are not denying the competitor's success. You're refusing to let it redefine your path. The inner scorecard is not an excuse to ignore feedback. It is a foundation from which feedback doesn't drown you. What about ambition? The scorecard doesn't kill it. It channels it. Ambition grows in soil, not in mirrors. By proving your principles daily, you compound skill and trust. External success often follows, but you are steady even when it lags. If you lead a team, make the scorecard shared language. Begin meetings with proof rounds. Each person shares 1 proof from yesterday. It takes 3 minutes. It shifts culture from performance anxiety to performance clarity. People focus on work they can do instead of attention they can't control. A personal example. Late evening. You vowed to read instead of scroll, but the couch is magnetic. Inner scorecard. Protect inputs before sleep. Proof. 10 pages from a real book. You set a small lamp, open the book and read. 10 pages becomes 13. You close the cover feeling cleaner. No audience saw it, your nervous system did. Micro move. 3 minutes. Write 3 principles on a sticky note and place it where your eyes land often. Under each principle, add a 1-line proof you can perform today. Then schedule a daily 5-minute metrics block on your calendar. Outside that block, analytics tabs stay closed. Your day now runs on your rules. Finish quietly. When you anchor identity in what you can prove, you stop borrowing self-worth from volatile numbers. November belongs to people who keep promises to themselves. Your days stretch like melted wax. Work leaks into dinner and dinner leaks into midnight. Sleep thins. Mornings start behind. You keep saying, I just need to manage time better. But time is already managed by the loudest bell. You do not have a discipline problem. You have a boundary problem. Boundaries require physical markers. Use gates and bells. Gates define entries and exits. Bells mark transitions. One tool only, used to eliminate 2 final drains: unbounded work hours and late night screens. Start with work hours. Define a physical gate for starting work and a gate for ending it. The start gate might be a short walk, a specific playlist, or a lamp you only turn on for deep work. The end gate is another physical ritual. A 1-line note for tomorrow, a desk reset, and a literal light turned off. The bell is a timer or phone chime at the start and end, always the same sound. Your nervous system learns. This sound means begin. This sound means stop. Late night screens need the same architecture. Create a screen sunset 1 hour before bed. The gate is a charging station in another room. The bell is an alarm that says, land the plane. After the bell, no new inputs. Swap screens for analog comforts. A book, stretching, conversation, warm shower. This is not self-denial. It's choosing better fuel. A micro story at home. Danny works in marketing. Her day used to smear into night. She creates a 5:30 p.m. bell on her laptop. At 5:28 she writes 1 line. Tomorrow, tackle the proposal first. She closes tabs, places her task list on the keyboard, and turns off a small desk lamp that only shines during work. She steps outside her front door, touches the door frame, and re-enters her home as if returning from an office. The body learns. Work is on one side of the gate. Home is on the other. For screens, Danny sets a 9:30 p.m. chime named Land. When it rings, the phone goes to a kitchen dock. She changes to warmer light bulbs, brushes teeth, does 10 slow stretches, and reads 5 pages. Within a week, she falls asleep faster and wakes clearer. She didn't add hours to life. She removed noise from the hours she had. You may resist, but my work is flexible. Sometimes I need evenings. Gates and bells flex. Flexibility means deliberate exceptions, not default spillover. Mark exceptions on a calendar labelled overtime with cause and pair them with a recovery bell the next morning. Begin work an hour later without apology. If every night becomes an exception, none of them are. Data shows you need edges to stay sharp. A family scenario. 2 parents, small apartment, competing schedules. They install simple bells. At 6 p.m., a soft tone plays. Everyone participates in a 5-minute reset. Toys into baskets, dishes into sink, phones on the shelf. At 9 p.m., another tone announces quiet hour. Conversations soften. Lights dim. They aren't perfect, but the bells reduce negotiation. Sound carries authority when words are tired. Colleagues will test your gates. A late message arrives at 10:45 p.m. Before gates and bells, you might reply. With them, you let it rest. The bell already rang. In the morning, you answer within your start gate, with clarity earned by sleep. You train others how to reach you by how you respond, not by what you promise. Add a closing practice for weekly rhythm. Friday afternoon, ring a different bell. Write 3 lines. What worked? What didn't? What I'll try next week. That gate ends the week. When you rest, you rest. When you play, you play. Work stops haunting the edge of every moment. Tie this to the body. Bells without breath become noise. At each bell, take 1 nasal inhale and a long exhale, twice. Your physiology marks the transition. Over time, your brain anticipates the sound and prepares your state. 2 eliminations become real. End unbounded work by using repeatable end gates. End late-night screens by establishing a screen sunset with a physical dock. You regain depth in exchange for shallow, endless availability. People will understand. Many will quietly follow. Dialogue in a share house. You're so strict, a roommate says. You answer, I'm specific, not strict. Specificity protects my mornings. They shrug and keep scrolling. A week later, they ask for your lamp link. What if you miss a bell? You begin again at the next one without self-attack. Gates and bells are not a moral score. They are environmental levers. You'll miss some. The key is to avoid explaining misses. Just ring the next bell and keep moving. Micro move, 3 minutes. Set 2 alarms now. Name the first, shut down, write 1 line at the exact time you want work to end today. Name the second, land the plane, 1 hour before sleep. Place a charging dock outside your bedroom. When the first bell rings, close tabs and write tomorrow's first move on a sticky note. When the second bell rings, dock the phone and step away. Close with a quiet promise. November rewards people who honor transitions. You do not need more hours. You need sharper edges. Gates define your edges. Bells teach your body the beat. Let your days regain their shape.